What's going on, my fellow gamers? My name is Spiral. Welcome back to Kurzgesagt Out of Scale. So, we got green. We got a green thing.
Ooh, that's a very large protist. And it appears to go back to your lab before you get eaten too.
The fuck?
Ugh, another Kurzgesagt lab must have been hit by the shrinkagen leak. At least fixing these will give us the shrinkagen we need to shrink that protist. Hey, those lab ducts aren't up for grabs. Before we scale the protist down, we need to make it spit out all the stuff it swallowed.
A black hole!
That's a primordial black hole. These are thought to have formed just under a second after the Big Bang.
Tiny black hole. Dog!
This stretchy single-celled packet of slime is a protist. Protists are what we call things that aren't plants, animals, or fungi. Kind of a none-of-the-above option. Usually you can only peek at them in a drop of water under a microscope. In the microscopic world, eating works a little differently. Some protists produce their own food through photosynthesis, and some hunt. This puddle is probably where the protist came from. Most of them live in water. With just one cell and no means to reach it, it's best to live surrounded by water to begin with. Welcome back to the bacteria realm. We're inside the puddle now. Protists are common inhabitants of this realm. Have a look at those critters. You don't go on a micro safari every day. Oh look, that's the tardigrade we just shrank. Much better at this size, don't you think? How you doing, little buddy?
How you doing, little buddy? Just so wait.
This is an amino acid. They make up proteins, so they're incredibly important to your ability to be alive.
Well, thank you for keeping me alive. Back down you go. I just missed something.
This is a diatom, another type of protist that does photosynthesis.
Light bulb.
Silica cell walls make them pretty solid. They're a tough nut for other protists to gulp down, but you can give it a try. LED bulbs are more energy efficient than the old light bulbs. This is an amoeba, another type of protist. You can tell because they have pseudopods, little bulges that kind of resemble feet.
Do they though? They do not resemble feet to me.
Not all protists are hunters. Some like to hang out in algae like this and feast on them like cows on pasture.
There is something right here.
Be careful to stay out of range of that neck, or the protist might decide to eat duck. I told you diatoms are tough. Ah, you found bacteria. These bacteria look humble compared to the protists, but they spread everywhere. It's eating. But it doesn't seem like the amoeba did anything to defend itself. Doesn't seem very interested in the algae. Makes sense since this protist is carnivorous.
Eat the bacteria!
Let's see now. This is my jam. As you can see, these bacteria have an ingenious method of spreading. Once they're in the protist, they use its resources to multiply. As soon as there are many of them, they start poking holes in its membrane, which lets water in and eventually bursts the protist. This lets the bacteria escape out into the environment. So bacteria have ways to get out of protists again, even after they were eaten. Usually that doesn't end well for the protist, but we don't have to go that far. We just need to make the protist release its human-sized snack.
But what if I
Come
wanna?
on, let's go to the molecular
What if I
realm
wanna
to see
kill
how
it?
it works.
I am brutal. I am so fucking brutal.
We're in the molecular realm, but this time you're getting the literal inside scoop. You're on the inside of a protist, standing on the membranes holding it all together. Didn't think this is how your day would go, huh?
No, no,
That's
really.
not just any asteroid. That's the asteroid that probably wiped out the dinosaurs.
What? No way.
A nuclear bomb. Awful at any size, really.
This section.
Ah, a vaccine. Let's get that back to the health lab, where it could do some good.
Duck!
This is a receptor, a type of protein that's an essential part of the communication infrastructure of the cell. They receive messages and trigger responses. Each of them is tailored to fit a very specific signal protein so that there is no unnecessary chatter inside the cell. Living in fresh water with a body filled with chemicals is a risky business. Protists have evolved to maintain a delicate balance between the water on the inside and on the outside. Rabies, the deadliest virus on Earth. We should definitely return that to the health lab right away. My readings show that we have enough shrinkogen to shrink the protist as soon as you get all that stuff out. This is a protein produced by the bacteria that we fed to the protist earlier. Its shape should match up to one of the receptors here, so they can connect like puzzle pieces. Grab one of those proteins and drop it onto the matching receptor.
It's this one!
Here we go. This is how the bacteria set themselves free. That protein is making a hole open in the surface of this protist. And you and I will snatch. Excellent. If we want these proteins to have the same effect on the giant protist, we need to scale them up. That should do it.
Come on, duck! Good boy!
The protein only works from the inside, but we can't wait until the protist finds it. Feeding time. The drone is time to deliver a protein-packed lunch.
Duck! 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 No!
Oh,
Duck!
don't worry. Duck has been through worse.
Oh.
There we go. Bacteria would have kept opening holes until the protist died, but we just want our stuff back. Let's shrink the protist before it decides to have another snack. Again. Third time's the charm, right? Now then, didn't we still have something to do in the mountain realm?
Yes, we do! I'm loving this quest 3. S.
Where were we? All right. Restoring order to the city. No more outsized bath toys around.
What?
Knew I forgot something.
What?
Uh-oh, I've detected more abnormal shrinkogen behavior. But this one is odd. It's not a creature. It seems to be more of a strange fog. Let's check the city, but be careful. here we are back to our regular size. So what would you say is the problem this time? If the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, then ATP are the fully charged batteries coming out of it. Ah, giant fungi. That certainly is a problem. Fungi grow quickly and are incredibly good at breaking down organic matter, up to and including rocks. I'm sure you can guess what that would mean for the city. Actually, only a small percentage of fungi grow mushrooms, which are the fruit of the fungi. They produce and keep the spores that conceive new ones. A resistor. Who could resist?
LOL! That's actually a pretty good joke. Alright, what else we got? Jenny.
Careful, only a few % of fungi are truly poisonous, and redcap mushrooms are the poster child for that bunch. This one is bread mold, one of the most common fungi. It's what you see on stale bread and rotten fruit, or in the coffee mug that sat on your desk for the last 2 weeks.
Jokes on
They
you,
can grow
Steve.
wherever they
Coffee.
find food, oxygen, some water, and warmth. If I
Duck.
didn't know any better, I'd say they want to tell us something.
To the insect realm, because I think I know where a duck is. No, we're not supposed to be here yet. Oops.
The mushroom is visible above ground, but the rest of the fungi is growing underground. That part is made up of many long strands. Fungi come in many shapes. Some are round like a ball, while others may be shaped like coral shell. This fluffy balloon must be a puffball mushroom filled with spores. Instead of just these conditions are excellent for fungi, which generally grow in damp, dim places. These are spores, packets of genetic material, like millions of plant seeds. Only the few that reach warm, dark, and damp surfaces will grow. If you don't get rid of them, the flooded city will be a fun welcome back to the insect realm. See
Duck.
anything interesting?
Got 2 of the 4 ducks.
Good. We can get some more detail from here. My sensors say these spores carry a negative charge. That means their molecules have more electrons that are balanced out by their nuclei. That negative charge creates static that helps them cling to surfaces. Let's send the drone out to investigate them. Dogs in space, sure. But ants in space, that's new.
That's funny. We want that back to the human realm.
A patch of mold is an intricate network of thin strands that connect to one another, creating a much larger surface area for collecting nutrients than a single slab of mushroom. Good. We can get some more detail from here. My sensors say these spores carry a negative charge. That means their molecules have more electrons that are balanced out. When negatively charged particles touch something that conducts electricity, the extra electrons jump ship and travel through the metal, creating a static shock. Thankfully, Duck has a tool called an electrostatic collector that has positively charged plates. Nicely done. The electrostatic collector works great here, but if we want to gather up all the spores in the city, we're going to need a lot more power than the lab can supply.
Got 'em all. Boop.
Welcome
What?
back to the bacteria realm. We're inside one of the
Doc.
fungal cells called hyphae. This is the part of the fungi that does the growing, so it needs quite a bit of energy. See if you can find its energy source.
Skull. Fuck, I missed.
The Golgi apparatus, that's this stack of flattened pouches, is where proteins are packaged up to be sent to their various destinations around the cell. Kind of like when something you order online gets put in a box to be shipped to you. You found a space shuttle. These were retired in 2011, but they're still useful for our space videos because they're so recognizable.
That is creepy. Just the way the mouth like opens like a fucking paper fortune teller. That is just creepy. I'ma scan you!
Here we are, mitochondria, powerhouses of the cell. They're responsible for turning nutrients into energy that the cells can use. A cellular battery should give us power, but it might need to be a lot bigger. Alas, poor Yorick, the health lab probably wants you back.
I am missing a bunch of stuff.
This is the endoplasmic reticulum, a complex structure responsible for many essential functions within the cell, including processing of proteins.
Pew 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 pew. I'm just waiting for the shoe!
If the shoe doesn't fit, rescale it. That should be more than enough power. Now Duck can grab it and use it for the drone. Let's go to the mountain realm and power up the drone. And here we are. Wow, that spore cloud has really spread. Good thing we have a way to gather it up. Use the drone's vacuum beam to pull in that mitochondria and power up. We are on the surface of one of those spores. Looks like we need to devise a solution
All
out of
ducks
thin air.
collected!
Get
16
it?
of
Because
16
these are air
ducks.
molecules.
Hell yeah, baby! All the ducks. Every single duck.
Spores have a protective wall made up of layers of proteins and sugars, like an organic armor. We need to find a way to pierce through it to keep them from dispersing further and growing into new fungi. Always good to have spare batteries around. Butterflies are found everywhere on Earth except Antarctica. Some use ants as babysitters, others just live harmoniously with them.
Use ants as babysitters. Ah!
Oh look, a duck coin. Probably doesn't scale well. This looks like a lysovirus. Oh, never mind, it's just a pickle.
pickle. The cats would be scared of this. Apparently that is not all the shrinkage in.
Air is a mixture of 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, and small amounts of other gases like CO2. Luckily, it's not very reactive, so it won't suddenly decompose and rearrange into new molecules with other atoms. But we can change that. Air molecules have stable chemical bonds, so their electrons are arranged in a way that keeps their atoms together. If we could disturb their electrons, we could create new reactive molecules, molecular cannonballs, to shoot at the cell walls of our spore. That's water vapor. If we could collect all the water out of the air, the fungi would shrivel up and die, along with everything else. So that's not the best way of dealing with our problem. Oxygen tends to really hold on to its electrons. If we break oxygen molecules, the atoms will try to steal electrons from whatever's in their way. One way to break oxygen molecules would be to put up an electric field that overpowers the strong pull of their nuclei. I have the perfect tool for this. The drone has an eye. See how the wand sparks when you press the trigger? The wand ionizes the air molecules.
Duck.
It disturbs
Don't
their
taste me, bro.
electron arrangement
Don't taste me.
and makes the
good
molecules
to you.
very aggressive, so they'll react strongly with surrounding molecules like those cell walls. And look, that oxygen molecule broke through the cell wall. With the extra power from the mitochondria, we can create more of those molecules and get rid of the giant spore cloud too.
Okay. Bad duck. Bad. Don't tase me.
Ready to zap some spores? The electrostatic collector is automatic, so all you have to do is press the trigger.
What do you do?
Good job.
Haha, you
You've
cannot
cleared
reach
up
me
the
now.
spores, so we won't have any more giant mushrooms sprouting up. Let's shrink these and be done with it.
I am still missing 2 things. I will be back once I find everything.
Oh dear. This is not a good place for a city.
Aha! I found you!
Hold on. Is that grain of sand conscious? What's the consciousness lab been doing all this time?
Alright, let's go back to the human
Shrinkage capsule is
realm!
unlocked and ready for you. Let's head back to the mountain realm and shrink those mushrooms once and for all. We can't reach all the spores from here. It would be much more efficient to go to the mountain realm instead.
Oh, that's the first time you do it.
That's the last one. Well done. The rubber duck. Ah, yes. Let's take care of that as the last order of business and call it a day. We have some shrinkagen left over. Go ahead and use it on the rubber duck. Let's take one more look at the human realm just to be sure. But I think we're finally in the clear. Everything looks good to me. That was a wild ride. I can't wait to evaluate all that data. My next experiments will go so much better than those.
Are you calling me a blooper?
So there is something I haven't really told you
Duck is
until now.
glitched! No!
Remember I said things can get tricky with shrinkagen? Well,
Hi.
this is how I know.
Hi.
But you were supposed to be locked away.
The other ducks tried to warn you I was close. I just couldn't stay away when I noticed that beautiful creature out on the lake.
You mean the big rubber ducky? We've already put it back to normal where it belongs.
What? How dare you? I will unplug you once and for all.
Please don't.
Thank you, guys. Quick, the ducks brought us enough for one last blast. Phew, that was close.
Duck, duck,
Note
duck,
to
duck,
self,
duck, 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 duck,
no more duck experiments.
Duck. Duck. Woo! Hell to the yes! I'm gonna probably cut the credits out or at least speed it up. I'll go ahead and speed up the credits. And then we're gonna get to the mixed reality part! I cannot wait, I cannot wait, I cannot wait, I cannot wait. Alright, now here comes the cool thing. Home Lab. This is the mixed reality experience. Take me to my room!
Hi, this is Steve. Even though your first experiment didn't go as planned, it was still the most fun I've had in ages. To keep the good times rolling, I'm sending you the tools to make a simplified scale research lab wherever you are. Enjoy! The first tool is a disk that has everything you need for your private scale lab. Just press the lower face button on your controller to summon it. Once it's open, use the thumbstick to navigate it.
Put that there. Haha!
This is your inventory. To take something out, point at it and press the trigger. To put it away, hold it over the inventory and let go. Try putting that donut in your room. You can scale it by pressing the upper face button on your controller. When you like how it looks, use the thumbstick to move it where you want to put it. You can also hold the trigger to rotate it. Then just let go.
Guys, I am in a donut.
Interesting choice.
Donuts. Let me just put a donut on my monitor. Hold on. There we go, donut on my monitor. I control the strange matter. Boosh! 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 Bah! Okay, that's cool. I want the black hole now. Black hole. Wait. It's eating me! Guys? This was what it looks like in a black hole.
Eat my hand! It's eating me! Okay.
Alright, that's gonna be it for this game. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Let me know what you think of our first adventure using the Quest 3S. I will see you fellow gamers in the next video.